Now, there is big buzz over what is happening with the case of the former Mumbai commissioner who was shunted out, who was asked to leave his office and disgraced and asked to move out. He was transferred as the Mumbai police commissioner. Parambir Singh. Where is Parambir Singh is the biggest question. Let me go across to Shravan joining us on this broadcast. And Shravan will be joining us live. We are being told that Parambir Singh has not attended office for at least 2 months now. After he was shunted out as the Mumbai Police Commissioner, a fallout of Vaze Gate, as Sachin Vaze was working directly under his nose. He was Sachin Vaze's go-to, in fact, Sachin Vaze was his go-to officer. And Parambir Singh knew everything about Sachin Vaze, everything about the Vaze Gate racket, everything about the extortion racket that was prevalent in the Mumbai police. We are now being told that Parambir Singh is not attending to his job. Last 2 months he hasn't visited the Home Guard's office in Maharashtra. He was posted there 2 months back after being thrown out as the Mumbai Police Commissioner. Where is Parambir Singh and what's going on, Shravan? Why is he not attending office? Is it because of the legal heat that he's facing in Maharashtra?
Well, in fact, Niranjan, just sticking to what we know as of now from our sources within the Maharashtra police as far as Parambir Singh's role is concerned, what we are being told is that he is on medical leave. He's expected to resume work on 17th of July. Perhaps that could be extended also. That's what we are picking up at this point in time. But it's important to point out what really has transpired over 1.5 months from now. Parambir Singh, who was supposed to take charge of as the DG Home Guards. Remember, he hasn't been coming to office since 4th of May is what we are being told. In fact, some reports essentially suggesting that Parambir Singh perhaps is in Chandigarh. That is yet to be verified, but these are certain reports that are basically coming in. But what we can tell our viewers is that current circumstances, when you're looking that there is heat on the former Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh, who's under the scan of the Enforcement Directorate as well as the Central Bureau of Investigation. As far as Parambir Singh is concerned, who actually shot out that letter to the Maharashtra Chief Minister as well as the Governor with regards to some serious allegations that were levelled against the Home Minister. Parambir Singh himself faces some cases back in Maharashtra itself. You have the Maharashtra CID, which is examining the complaint that was basically filed by Bookies Sonu Jalan and various others. Then you also have, police officials from the Mumbai police itself, Anup Dange and others who have basically filed a complaint against Parambir Singh. There are several such cases that have basically emerged. So there are multiple inquiries that are being done by the Maharashtra police. You have the Anti-Corruption Bureau also examining certain complaints that have come into light, and all that put together, you have Parambir Singh, who was basically shunted out as the Mumbai Police Commissioner before his tenure got over, and he was basically made as the DG of Home Guards. He did not take charge, he did actually take charge, but thereafter did not turn up since 4th of May is what we are being told. And as of now, it's on medical grounds that he hasn't returned. In fact, what we are being told is that he's supposed to resume on 17th of July, but there is a high possibility that he may not do so.
Where does the case against him stand, Shravan? As of this minute, where is the case stand against him and who are the complainants? Legally, what does this mean for him?
Well, in fact, there are multiple inquiries that are essentially being done. You have the Anti-Corruption Bureau who's conducting an inquiry, into the assets and various other complaints that have come into picture. Then you have the Maharashtra CID, which is yet to file an FIR in this matter, but there is a complaint that has been filed by Bookie Sonu Jalan, and there are various others also in this particular case where there are some serious charges against police officers who have worked very closely with Parambir Singh. For instance, in the case of an inspector called Kotmire, there is a direct allegation that has been levelled against him by Sonu Jalan. The fact there had been extortion, they were being extorted false false FIRs were being registered. And this was at the behest of the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh. Now, that's a very serious allegation that has been leveled against the former Mumbai Police Commissioner. But at the same time, I would like to qualify this argument by putting forth that the FIR hasn't been registered, as these are inquiries that are being conducted by the Maharashtra CID. Apart from that, you also have other cases. For instance, in the case of Inspector Gadge, who has also filed a complaint. In that particular case, that case is being heard by the Bombay High Court, and there is a protection from arrest as far as Parambir Singh is concerned. But remember, at this point in time, while on the one hand you have the former Home Minister who's facing the heat of central agencies, on the other, as far as Parambir Singh is concerned, you have the state apparatus behind him, given the fact that the letter that he had essentially shot off just after he was shunted out as the Mumbai Police Commissioner. He had written a letter to the Maharashtra Chief Minister where he made a very serious allegation. The allegation being that Home Minister Anil Deshmukh was basically extorting money from the orchestra bars during the COVID-19, and who was doing it. These were instructions that were basically passed on by Home Minister Anil Deshmukh to, at that point, to the disgraced cop Sachin Vazir. Now, that was a serious allegation that was leveled by Parambir Singh. And thereafter, you saw the central agencies getting into action. You have had the CBI filing an FIR, and also the Enforcement Directorate looking into money laundering charges. And even as we speak right now, the Enforcement Directorate also looking into the role of the former Maharashtra Home Minister. All in all, as far as Parambir Singh is concerned, what we can tell our viewers that he hasn't been attending office. In fact, he's now cited medical reasons for not being able to resume work.
Thank you for that, Chavan. Handing it back to you for now. We're keeping a close track on the story.